Hello and welcome to video number 9 in the top 10 biggest mistakes, marketing mistakes made by small businesses series. And this one, number 9, is going to focus on this whole thing about putting all of our focus on getting new customers only and not spending enough time on keeping and building and maintaining relationships with past customers. So this is all about this idea of all the benefits being for new customers only. I don't know about you, but as a consumer, it really hacks me off that there is no loyalty anymore, or so it seems, certainly among big brands. And it's all about, well, if you're not getting the best price for your gas and electric, it's your own fault for not shopping around. Whereas, that doesn't sit well with me. I'm sort of thinking, well, hang on a minute, if I'm being a loyal customer, I should be being rewarded, not punished by having to pay more. And I think that this is something that small businesses can do to reverse that. And we can't compete with big brands on a lot of levels, but one thing that we can compete on is by maintaining and keeping relationships with past customers. There's nothing more galling than seeing all the special deals, all the special prices going to new customers only, and I think it's time for that to stop. Now, what can happen here is that if you're putting all of your eggs into the constantly getting new customers basket, then if you're not careful, it can mean that your existing customers are going to start to be shortchanged. And that is particularly true if you're a service business and you're a one-person business. And, it's something that you've got to be really careful of. You've got to make sure that your existing customers get priority, especially if you're a service. And it's something, I'm a service business, and it's something that I have to get the balance right quite a lot. And if it means that I can't take on any, I have a rule that existing customers take priority. And if that means I have to cancel up an appointment with a potential customer because an existing customer needs something from me, then so be it. Because that existing customer has already put their faith in me, and I don't want to let them down, and B, I want to make sure that existing customers are people who can refer other work to me. And that's something that we can very easily forget. So growing pains for small businesses can mean that too much work coming in means that your existing customers are being shortchanged. An old boss of mine used to talk about agencies and service businesses as having like a revolving door syndrome. It might look like they're getting lots and lots of new customers coming in through the door, but what you don't know is how many are going out the other side because they're not getting the service that they were expecting. So you just need to make sure that you get a good balance on that. Don't forget that your existing customers can be your best. If you're giving them a good service, they should be your best referrers of new customers. They should be passing your name on. They should be recommending you. They should be giving you endorsements, etc. And that's really, really valuable thing to have. And also don't forget that it's actually easier to sell to past customers, even if they're not a current customer, but it's theoretically easier to sell to a customer that you've had in the past than it is to sell to totally new ones. I think it's that one of those sort of 80-20 things, is that it's 80% easier to focus to sell to existing customers than it is to getting brand new customers all the time. So just have a little think about that. Now, this doesn't have to be, onerous. It can just mean that you just keep in touch and say hello every once in a while. Connect with them on LinkedIn, follow them on Facebook, say hello every once in a while. If you read an article somewhere that you sort of think would be useful to them, just sort of send it on. Market to past customers as well as new ones. Offer them a deal, offer them a loyalty bonus, offer them something to sort of keep them in the fray. People like having their loyalty rewarded, and as I mentioned at the beginning here, it happens so seldom. So don't ignore people that have purchased from you in the past. Try not to fall out with anybody. I'm sure you wouldn't, but you just never know. Particularly if you're in a sort of a smaller rural community, you need to keep on good terms with everybody and say thank you. Don't be afraid to say thank you to people who give you business. It's a big leap. You've got to remember, people take a big leap of faith choosing you over somebody else. So it's a really nice thing to do, to just say, you know what, I really appreciate that you're a customer and thank you. You don't have to, go mad with gifts or anything like that, but just a thank you every once in a while will really stand you in good stead. One of the things that I see quite a lot with small businesses is when I'm going through the process of getting them kind of set up on, say, setting up for doing email marketing. And if you're using systems like, MailChimp or Constant Contact or something like that, one of the things that you can do is get your databases all, nicely done, and then you just upload them into the system so that when you've got an e-newsletter or something, it's all ready to go. And I can't tell you how many times I'm in a customer's office and say, right, so have you got, what kind of shape is your database in? And they go, what do you mean? I say, well, list of past and present customers. I don't even know where we would find that, is often the response. And people have to scratch around and rummage around to try and sort of find a list of their customers, which I find sort of quite extraordinary. So do try and keep a nice clean database of past customers and present customers so that you can keep in touch. You don't have to hound them and annoy them with, emails, every day, but just every once in a while, keep in touch. Let them know what you're up to. Let them know what you're doing. Let them know what your new products are. Let them know what your new services are. And maybe because they've been a past customer, offer them, make them a nice offer, give them a discount, give them a bonus of some description. And you'll find that it's much, much easier to get business from existing customers and past customers than it is to continually, churn for new customers. Just saying, give that a thought. Right, the last video in the series, which is coming up next, is all about following up. I'm continually amazed by how few people follow things up. Just imagine all of the money that you're leaving on the table by not following up properly. So that's what we're going to talk about. So see you on the next video. Thank you for listening to this one, and speak to you on video number 10. Bye-bye.